Do you feel lost playing offlane in the new 7.38 patch? In this video, I'll cover what is expected of the offlaner in the current meta, with a student's example at the end to show you the concepts better. As always, if you enjoy my content, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. With that said, let's get right into it. Okay, so I've been receiving some questions about how to play offlane in 7.38b patch. Right, I've received some comments from my recent post 2 video on how to play 7.38 post 2. So now I'll make it for the offlane. Okay, so in the lane there will reach a point. Again, if you have watched my offlane video on Immortal, how to play offlane like Immortal before, you'll understand the plan of the offlaner is to try to push the enemy out, break his tower, right? Kill this guy, break his tower, or zone him out, break his tower, and take over control. So there are some changes to the warding spots where before we will plant a ward on the cleave. There was a cleave, right? And enemy jungle. Now we are mostly gonna plant it on the areas here where there are trees. Okay, so you will notice that you need Quelling Blade now to actually do this. There was also a cleave down here before on Radiant, but now it's gone. So similar, I'll show you on Radiant later. Okay, so you will push the wave in, or let's say I'm winning the lane, which you presumably should be looking to do as an offlaner. And then you push the guy out and break his tower. If he's around, you want to try and kill the safe laner, right? Ideally try and call a few teammates over to help you break the tower. Sorry, to help you kill the guy, and you want to break the tower. Okay, so let's say I've broken the tower now. The next plan is, immediately you'll be thinking about wards, so you should have your wards here before you already broke the tower. And then you want to go in and plant a ward in their jungle, or try and push out the wave first if possible. You want to go in and plant a ward in their jungle. So you want to plant a ward on the floor here to guarantee your safety when you're staying topside. Cut off the trees if possible, because the ward will be blocked by the trees. Right, let's say I cut off these trees here, and then I'll be farming some of the camps around. So I'll be farming some of the camps around. Okay, now if we cut off these trees, you'll see that it opens up a lot of vision for us in this area. If you're playing the top side, then this ward will keep you safe. Then of course the post 1, the enemies, will most likely be farming around here, these camps, and be trying to push the wave in to farm this camp. So you have to prevent them from doing this. Their low cliff doesn't provide you vision over the high ground cliff, so make sure you plant it on the high ground cliff instead. Use your Quelling Blade, cut off the tree, and plant it on the high ground cliff. Alright, of course you want to protect your wards as well, so plant a sentry around. Make sure your ward is not dewarded, and protect the area. Now as you farm the lanes that are pushed in, if the map is black, try not to take the wave because they'll normally expose you in danger. So you mostly just be hitting the camps around, right? You'll be taking away the farm from the post 1. So as you're doing this, you are constantly going to be farming the camps and pushing the wave in, and the camps back here to take away resources from the enemy post 1. Now you want to ensure that there's also a ward on the gate in case you get gated down by the enemies and get ganked from behind. Okay, so now you see if you have some wards available in the lane, most importantly this ward and this ward, it will give you so much vision that nobody can possibly gank you without you seeing them. Okay, so just cause you have items, it doesn't mean you start running around trying to take this tower and then take the next tower and take the next tower with your team. It mostly means I take this area, I control this area, until another core comes over. Let's say my post 1 comes over to farm the area from me. Only then I'll move to another area to take away the open lanes. As long as you are the only one available in the lane, make sure you're constantly farming the camps, constantly keeping the lanes pushed in, constantly having the wards around, and you'll just be making plays on the post 1 that's farming around, so you take away all his farm. As you're doing this, fights will start breaking out around you on the map, the enemy jungle, the mid side, so then you can start connecting freely to these fights as you keep the lane pushed in. Then from these fights that you win, it will transition into towers eventually. Okay, so when you win the fight, it becomes a push. If there is no fight, that leads to a push, do not force the push. Stick top and make your plays. Make the solo kills happen. Make the kills on the rotations that come to you happen from your wards, showing them, and then you play from that instead of trying to run around the map. Okay guys, so this will be for Radiant. So again, break tower, presumably you must have good laning mechanics. If you don't have good laning mechanics to play offlane, or you do not understand how, I have a lot of videos on my channel already, so be sure to check them out. Or you can always reach out to me on Discord to schedule a coaching session with me. Alright, now I'll show you on Dire side for what you should be doing for the new map. Before that, if you have been stuck in your rank for a long time, I'm here to help. Over the past 4 years, I have coached more than thousands of students and have helped hundreds of players improve drastically with more than 90% success rate. This includes helping many of my students get to Immortal. So if you want to finally climb MMR, feel free to reach out to me on Discord at balloon#5243 or join my Discord channel. The links are in the description box down below. With that said, let's get back to the video. Okay, this time I'm showing you from Dire. So again, similar thing, we want to keep the lane pushed in, push the enemy safe laner out, try to achieve this by about 10 minutes or earlier, try and call some support rotations over to win the lane for you. Okay, once you manage to do this, you will break the tower. Right, we'll kill this guy and break his tower, or push him out and break his tower. Okay, once we have broken the tower, now we're gonna push the wave in. Right, push the wave in and immediately you want to start warding up the enemy sites. So say the warding spots are somewhere around here. Because mostly now the carry will be farming the camps here and here. Right, these two camps and also the camp over here. So you have to ensure you prevent them from coming down here. Similar as the site I showed you earlier. Right, it's all the outskirts of the lane now for safety. So plant a ward around the cliff here, ensure that you show vision. If the trees are blocking your vision, cut them off. And then the carry will also be farming around this area. So if you want, you can always plant a ward on the river just by the floor like this, so you can plant it on the cliff as well. Alright, so just plant a ward on the floor if you like, and then you can now spot the carry if he's moving around this area and this area. So once you have done this, you wanna like farm away the camps from the enemy. In cases where he comes in to do something, you can always kill the guy. Okay? Or try and bully him and push him out, take away his farm, while keeping the lane pushed in. So keep the lane pushed in. Now you have the warding spots down here. You want to next ward up the spots in the enemy jungler as well, so you don't get ganked. So a good warding spot would be somewhere like here. If you foresee that you'll be ganked from the enemy jungle, you can plant it on the floor like this, so you are safe from this area, and also the enemy cliff over here. So the important ones are mostly the ward down here, okay, the ward over here, and also the ward over here and here. So ensuring that you have control over this, you just want to keep the lane pushed in and take away all the farm from the enemy hero. Then similarly, just cause you break this tower doesn't mean you start running mid, breaking the next tower and the next tower. Doesn't mean you TP to your teammates and start grouping to push another tower. It now means you take control until you hit your item timings, like a blink plus blade mill in about maybe 18 minutes, 17 minutes. Only then you start playing more aggressively. Okay, until then it's mostly just chilling, taking away resources, taking farm from the enemy heroes while keeping the lane pushed in, and making the plays happen around the area you're securing. Okay, naturally a fight will start breaking out in the enemy jungle or the enemy mid side. As you keep the lane pushed out, you might farm into their enemy jungle, and this might lead you to fights around. Then they will transition into very natural pushes. Okay guys, I hope that makes sense. So understand that you might need to buy a quelling blade now to cut off some trees if you want to plant ward, even something like this. Right, as mentioned earlier. Okay. Now I'll try and show you some game examples of the current offlane gameplay. Alright, so here's the situation of a 2.5k MMR student of mine who's playing Tidehunter on the offlane, and you notice that it's about 8-9 minutes and he has some ganks over to his lane. Alright, so this is key timing for him to start pushing in the lane and bullying out the enemies from the safe lane. So he has also managed to win the lane somewhat, right? And you notice he already has his ward. So now his plan is to go into the tower, push enemy heroes out, use his ult to guarantee a fight if necessary. Okay, and that will translate into a free tower push. Okay, that's good. Now he will break the tower and then he'll execute the plan of keeping the lane pushed in, farming the camps while securing his safety with wards. So similar to the, as I said, it's still the same game plan, alright? Just some changes to the map and warding spots, but you still want to ensure you try and break tower, win lane, control areas, buy wards, plant around, maintain your safety. So he's keeping the lane pushed in, farming the camps around. You don't see him like TPing and trying to take another tower, He's mostly controlling his area. Yep. So he planted this ward here. It's not actually very good ward because most of his safety has to come from revealing this area. But he planted the ward here. But it's fine because he's very far ahead. So I do not recommend this ward, guys. Make sure you plant it somewhere around here or somewhere around here as well, right? These are the two main spots you want to ensure your safety. Okay, so he sees a fight breaking out. He wants the TP to join, but notices that the fight is done, so he cancels. That's good. Now it's just maintaining his area of control, farming the camps away from the push point, keeping the lane pushed in and scaling fast. Right, it's not wasting time trying to do too much on the side lanes. So you can see how he's bullying the level 6 safe laner in the lane, right? Kicking him out, occupying space and maintaining his control. So once he's done this, he keeps the lane pushed in, takes over enemy jungle, and he notices a fight breaking out mid. So as I mentioned, you can keep the lane pushed out until a convenient fight breaks out, and then that will translate into a free natural tower push. So if this fight didn't break out, he'll still be top farming all the camps and waves, and keeping the safe lane pushed in, right? Enemy safe lane pushed in. But because a good fight broke out, so now he's joining the mid side, and from a good fight here will become a free tower push now. Alright guys, you see how everything makes sense, where it's a very natural process. This is not a forced process, this is a natural process in the sense that he keeps lane pushed out, farm camps, notices a fight breaking out near him, so he connects to it with the ult, picks up 3 kills, and now that contributes to a tower push with his team. Okay guys, that's all for this video. I hope this is a very simple video that's meant to show you the current map changes and what you should be doing in the new map, and how the playstyle should be. So the macro concepts of the offlaner, the final outcome, right? Your game plan is still the same. Just some changes to warding spots and farming areas, but still maintain control, still keep the lane pushed out, still take away resources from the push one and maintain a very good laning phase. Alright, I'll see you in the next one again.